Hi guys, and welcome to my review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So a couple of months ago I did a review where I talked about all the upcoming Marvel episodes and went in detail with WandaVision and also Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
This is the only way.
I warned you guys that these episodes are canon, so you should make sure you watch them as the upcoming Marvel movies are going to directly relate. I hope you did, because this movie is directly related and picks up right at the end of WandaVision. Just for you, I put a link to that video down below this video. So do go and check it out. And if you haven't seen Doctor Strange 2 as yet, do make sure you see WandaVision first. And after you are done watching WandaVision, you most definitely should go see Spider-Man No Way Home, as the events of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness are directly a result and tied into the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. So Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is actually a sequel to Spider-Man No Way Home. And by the way, Spider-Man No Way Home is actually part 3 in a trilogy. Part 1 is Spider-Man Homecoming, and part 2 is Spider-Man Far From Home. So you may want to go and check those out as well. Now let's get into it. I'm going to start off this review on a negative note, unfortunately, because there's a lot of negatives about this movie. But I'm not going to point them all out though, because majority of them is really just nitpicking. However, the first problem that I found with this movie is that it's too short. Normally when a movie is longer than 2 hours, it usually is long enough, or most times too long. In this case however, it is too short, because first of all, you remember me saying that this movie is directly related to the WandaVision series, right? Okay, so in this movie, Doctor Strange goes to visit Wanda, only to be unpleasantly surprised that she has now been possessed due to using an evil magical book called the Dark Hold. Even though at the end of the WandaVision series, the very end, we did see her seeking out and finding and using the book and seemed somewhat possessed, it wasn't enough. I think this movie should have spent some time showing her gradually being possessed and becoming more and more evil and transitioning into this evil Wanda that we now have. They could have had a lot of fun with that. They did say it is a horror movie, right? Just like that scene where our Doctor Strange resurrected a dead Doctor Strange from another universe. I think that should have been a little more horrifying. And also, the fight scenes were a little bit too short. We saw Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four, Mr. Stretch, and he didn't even throw a punch. Same with Professor X of the X-Men, and also Black Bolt from the Inhumans. I know they are trying to show just how powerful Wanda is, but come on. We could have had a lot more fun seeing them fight a little. And talking about fights, there was a fight between our Doctor Strange and evil Doctor Strange from another universe. And though that fight was very creative and also entertaining due to the fact that they were fighting with musical notes, yes, they literally took the notes from off musical sheets and were fighting with them, creating a lot of harmony and melodies in the process. Oh, that was fun. There should have been a lot of evil elements to that fight. I mean, we're talking about evil Doctor Strange. So that aspect of Doctor Strange that we haven't seen as yet, where he calls out demons to fight on his behalf and dark stuff like that, we should have gotten some of that. I mean, it's the multiverse of madness, so let the madness reign. And of course, there was this thing where Wanda from our universe, as the Scarlet Witch, was hunting down the other Wandas from the other universes, while Doctor Strange was in pursuit to warn and protect them. It was very possible, and I kept hoping to see Doctor Strange team up with one of the other Wandas to fight our Wanda, the Scarlet Witch. That would have been awesome. I kept hoping for it to happen, but it never did. And not only that should have happened, but we should have also seen them team up to fight off some other big threat, like maybe Mephisto. I think it would have been really good to see Mephisto in this movie as the villain, as this movie really didn't have a villain in the end. So what if they teamed up together to fight another Wanda, while at the same time having to fight a real threat like Mephisto? No, that would have really been some madness. Another big problem that I had with the movie was when they were traveling through dimensions from universe to universe. I mean, that did look pretty awesome. However, instead of America Chavez keep coincidentally landing them exactly where they need to be each time, I think it should have been more realistic, and she keeps landing them in the wrong universes some of the time, and then they have that struggle to get to where they need to be. And also, they should have spent some of that time exploring the cartoon universe, since they did pass through it and we saw them looking like cartoons. If they had stopped there and spent some time, that would have been a lot of fun. Madness. Also, they spent a lot of time trying to get this book called the Book of Vishanti, which is the opposite and equal to the evil book called the Dark Hold. While they spent a lot of effort and time in obtaining that book, immediately as they got it, it got destroyed. I think you should have had it for some time and let we see just how powerful it is and what it could do. You know, even performing some spells from it first before it got destroyed. Or maybe it shouldn't even have gotten destroyed, or probably just got destroyed temporarily, but we see them retrieving it from another universe or something, instead of them spending so much effort to get it only for it to be destroyed immediately. I don't think that made much sense. Also, since using the Dark Hold gives you a third eye in your forehead, how comes at no point in time did we see Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, develop this third eye? And how comes in the end she developed a conscience so easily? I mean, something happened that caused her to develop a conscience and break down, come to realization of how evil and wicked she has been, and decides to take her own life. While it is somewhat understandable, comparing and judging from all that she has already done, all the innocent lives she has taken with no remorse, and being obsessed with this evil presence for so long, it don't make sense that she has developed a conscience so quickly and instantaneously and easily. Maybe they should have just found some way to kill her off, like probably let Doctor Strange win the fight or something. I don't know. And that backstory about how America Chavez lost her parents, couldn't they have done a little better with that? And since Christine is only known to be an expert on multiverse stuff, how did she know so much about Doctor Strange's capabilities that she had to be reminding him of what he can and should do when he was in that battle with the Scarlet Witch? Unfortunately, I could go on and on. As I said, there's a lot of negatives. However, it isn't all negative. There's also a lot of positives. First of all, this movie is very entertaining. From the beginning straight through until the very end, there's a lot of action. Even though the movie is over 2 hours long, it seemed to be very fast paced. And the action scenes are very creative. And the visuals, wow. Everything about the way this film looks, the transitions, the camera angles, everything is just spectacular. You are going to enjoy this movie if you want a good time. It is a lot of fun. And as I said, you should watch the series WandaVision first if you haven't seen this as yet. And also, obviously, you should see Doctor Strange Part 1 first, as this is Part 2, just in case you didn't know. And also, Spider-Man No Way Home. However, if you haven't seen any of them and just go to see this by itself, you would still enjoy it and understand it enough. So now, my verdict. Doctor Strange Part 2, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, is not as good as Part 1. However, it definitely should have been, because it definitely had the potential. They really missed out on all the opportunities they had to really inject the madness. It really wasn't much madness in the end. It was more like unhingedness. Is that a word? Well, I guess it is now. However, it definitely was highly entertaining, a lot of fun, very creative, and visually stunning. And it definitely is worth a watch. Where I would give Part 1 an A and maybe even an A+, I'm giving this a B. So have you seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? If you have, please comment below and tell me what did you think about it. And also, what is your favorite Avengers movie? For me, it is Captain America Civil War, then Infinity War, then the Endgame, and then Thor Ragnarok. See you again soon, and remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and press the bell and press all, and leave me a thumbs up. See you again soon.